So this video is just showing the dilemma I have personally with my deck, my way, my build. And if you ever watch my videos, it's like, I love the Arcana Knight, so it's like I'm trying to mix it with the Utopia cards, and make a going second build to just OTK. So that's why I'm playing these cards. If I could stop you on your turn, that's my OTK. Like it's just crazy, the damage. I'll showcase combos afterwards. So this is the deck I have without the Arcana Knights, and it's like the Utopia package. I love Astro Kariba with this because you can go into number XX, and he cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, and he just gives you life points back when you're wasting life points to draw. And going with the Cavalier is like you can just keep using this effect over and over again if the duel's not over, but it's meant to OTK, so it's like we're just going one first. And I love Zexu Construct because let's say you draw two queens and the spell and the Zexu is like normally I only run two queens, so it's like that's dead. So I can play Zexu, put one of the queens back, search out the special summon one, ZS, and now I can special summon. The other one's not a brick in hand. I can normal summon it, go into a play, and then the spell is live, so I can OTK with it. And I'll showcase what I'm talking about. So it's like I'm running basically 10 cards, which is a small package, and I like it because Bauer, it's a one card play, where all of these I would need to get two monsters on field to do something. And one card by himself, he can just make this crazy board. And yeah, I know people are gonna say, well, the lower end, the lower vibration people are gonna say, hey, but you're winning with Utopia cards, not with the Arcana Knights. Arcana Knights is like you go into any extra deck monster, it's a part of your deck for a reason. So it's like it doesn't matter what extra deck monster you're bringing out. They only have like three monsters from the extra deck, or two possibly. So it's like you want to utilize the best options for your deck if you're competitive, because you're just going for winning. You're not going, I'm just playing my archetype and that's it. When some archetypes are very limited. So it just works well with even if you're cutting all of this out, they work well with the Utopia monsters because all the extra deck Utopia monsters are like warriors, which is what the spell card and the trap blocks you in. So it's like, so I'm going to try to figure out how to take out 10 cards, maybe make it a 45 card deck, but I like seeing it at 40 so I can use the Utopia package or even this spell card into the extra deck Utopia monsters to draw to go into our OTK. And if I draw this, then I'm fine, whether they have a monster or not. I'm gonna showcase everything. So it's like getting rid of back row. I'm thinking about taking out one, putting a heartbeat feather duster, so that way if I don't have any of them and I'm drawing and it's going off, I can draw into at least a heartbeat feather duster to clear back row if they don't have nothing, instead of having three dead lightning storms. We played the 6 of these, 3 each, so that way we can just turn off their monster effects. This one will cut them in half, and we can further OTK with that, or just the monster itself, depending on what they have. If they have at least 2 monsters, that's just a basic OTK for it. With 2 Exceed monsters, this is to get rid of cards and bait out their negates. And if not, I can take it. You can take a Sword of Soul level 10. Special summon Astro Karibo. They're both 10s, and you could go into the X monster. And I know nobody's playing it except me, and I'm referring to this one. He gives you life points. He's a 4,000 hitter, and it's like, I just love this card. So I looked up on YouTube if anybody was playing it. Nobody was, so I was like, alright, I'll learn to play it my way. So this is the problem I have, where I love these cards and I love the recursion. This will make it 12. So I was like, I like the 2 recursions, but I've been OTKing and I've been topping. I've only won one tournament with the build trying to perfect. And if you have the trap, you can play the trap on their turn. Special queen, search out king, and then you can embarrass them on their turn. So it's like you could get rid of stuff. Um, it's like it's so good, and it's like this is. I guess I like the warrior deck. So it's like, but I love the recursion because sometimes they'll negate, and you're recurring so much that they just have nothing, and you're still going, and that's what I love. And like even if you summon two and then negate, got rid of it, you summon Bauer because these are all special summons. You can normal summon Bauer, get two queens out, they negate him too. Then you got your spell, and it's like normally they can't keep going. And even if they do, they already wasted most of their hand negating your stuff, and that's all they were doing. And then the spell would just recycle by putting back a warrior, a light warrior, and then you can just keep going. So this is my dilemma. If I was not to include this and just those with these, it would be 50, but I do not like 50 cards. That's my problem. I like it at 40 so I can see the consistency. 45 is pushing it, but I really like 40, so that's what I'm working on. Before I go to regionals, regionals is my goal, but before I go to locals, this is what I'm working on, trying to make it work perfectly. And I do love my sphere modes, especially with the zone locking deck. I draw my sphere mode. Even if they locked all my whole fields, I could just sphere mode them and get my zones back and continue playing. But I also love Exodius because if I went through everything in all my extra deck, I go through it quite quickly, and they all in the graveyard. I can just summon Exodius. Everything from my extra deck will go back. Everything from my deck will go back, and then he's on field, and then I can special summon Astral Karibo and go into X. So it's like it's so much synergy, and it's like I like it. I love it my way. I just got to figure out what I want to do. So let me just show you some basic combos with what I'm playing with. Alright, so test hand 5 is fine. I'm gonna show you everything I just said. I figured I'd show it on here versus the cards, because then I won't have to just put the cards together and then look for the cards I'm looking for, which would just kill time. Where the computer would just generate everything, and yeah. It's taking forever. So, like I said, what I love is that this is a one card combo by itself. And then I'm going to show you the 2-card combo, and then I'm going to keep going and further it. So it's like, there's times I've only had him, and I've came back and they had nothing. And that's what I love. It's like I need one card, Bauer. And by himself, it's just, he gets out 2 monsters. And then this is the basic combo I like doing. I'm just showing you what you can do by himself. Even if he goes into the Utopia cards, it's like, who cares? This is just his potential by himself. You want to optimize on what you can do. So, we would go into 99. And then 99's effect will activate. It's like we get big monsters. So then we go into the other 99, the dragon. The dragon will bring back double. And then you can overlay for beyond. Like, look at this. This is Utopia by him. This is Bauer by himself. What he's doing uninterrupted. He's bringing out 99 with 6,000 attack. The other 99 is 4,000, and then 25 when he attacks, they cannot activate nothing. And for those who say this card is bad, it's like clearly you never played Yu-Gi-Oh, because I can OTK with him and they can't respond. There's a lot of monsters that say when they're attacked, they get your special attack, or they'll get 100 more than your attack. They can play trap cards. They can play monster effects, hand traps. But when he attacks, they cannot activate nothing. So it's like you can put Stoic Challenge on him and just. Now the downfall to this, like I said, they have to have monsters because he's brought out with 99 with Utopia double. So he's 6,000 and he cannot attack directly. So and then also because he brought him out, none of the other Exceed monsters can attack directly, except him. But he stopped from attacking directly because of Utopia double. So now let me show you the combo I made with the spell card. So it would be the same thing basically. So Bauer, but this time we're going with the spell card. There's like a little lock that goes into Link. So we will do his effect. Bring out King and Queen. I don't know what made me think of this. I was trying to tell my friend, because we got into a deep conversation of this. And he was like, what the hell made you think of that combo? And like, I don't know. It's like I was here, but I wasn't here at the same time. I mean, you could go into double or just regular Utopia. Doesn't matter. But, and then I was like, okay, I see something. And like, it's like a little lock. If they have nothing, they really have nothing. So then we go from double to Utopia. And then we link clam into C39. And then we'll play the spell card to go into 99. Now he has 4 materials. And then this is the little lock that I've been putting people in, and they can't do nothing if they have no other outs. So you have to get rid of the Utopia or the C39. You need them to gain the effect of the next monster. So then I started going into number 6. And even if you play Nibiru, Dark Ruler no more, you can still use his effect because it's not damage. It's not attacking directly. It's a state where you're cutting their life points in half. So, and he gets the rank up spell since 99 brought him out. So he gets his effect even turn 1. So then you use his effect. Like I said, even under Dark Ruler no more, this will still work. So you can Dark Ruler no more, Lightning Storm, get rid of their field. They can't take no damage, but this is a state where you're cutting their life points in half. So then you end turn. On their turn, activate effect again, depending on what deck they're playing. And then you go into your Baguska. And now because Baguska is brought at 199, he gets the rank up spell. They can't do nothing. This is just showing you. And then you get rid of, because you have to discard to activate his effect to, or he destroys himself. And now at this point, they're already half because of him. And now you got 3 Exceed monsters. You can go for a game. And this is what I've been doing. This is going first, or depending on what setup your hand. And now, if they have no back row, you could just bring a monster out. So let's go with the strongest, which is the 3000. It takes theirs as material. And now you just need a little bit more because of his effect of bringing out an Exceed monster and taking one of their cards and using it as material. It gets cut in half. So basically, you just summon, let's say Bauer, King, Queen, whatever. You just need something with at least 1,000 attack, and then you just go for game. So I've been catching people off guard and kept saying, "What made you think of this?" I'm like, I don't know. It's just I had a long, deep conversation with somebody, my friend. And I'm like, it just came up. Alright, so now let me show you further plays of using these cards with it. So it's like, and there's times going second, whether they have a monster or not. So let me show you Bauer by himself with Stoic Challenge. Whether they have a monster or not. If they have a monster, they're going to take way more damage. If they don't have a monster, they're just going to get OTK'd anyway. So this is why, like, just Bauer by himself with Stoic Challenge. We're going to now go into Cavalier, or whatever the hell you say his name. Now you use his effect. It gets up all your light points, and then you select the monster. Its attack is doubled from whatever it is, permanently. But we're gonna go into Drill Driver. Now, because of Drill Driver, this will negate any activated effects they have, but his piercing is not an activated effect. He is 25, and let me zoom in. Right now, he's 43, but because of the lingering effect of Cavalier, it will get doubled to 86. And then if they had a monster face down, it gets pierced. He pierces. If they don't have a monster, if it's in attack mode, you're still 86, and then this does double damage. I'm gonna go like that so you can see life points. So at this point, sorry about that. Battle. Now because of the lingering effect, it becomes double, so he's 86, that's game. So even if they had a monster, depending on what it is, they have a defense monster. As long as it's under 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense, or even if they have a monster that's 4,000 attack, that is game. There's like a lot of power, and I just love Stoic Challenge. So that's the strategy I'm going for. It's just powerhousing for OTK. So now let me show you what else I like doing. And I like using the Stoic monster with these two. The number X card. And because of Astral Karibu, he gets effect of not being destroyed by battle or card effect. Where is he? So at this point, we go into Cavalier. And what I like, it balances out. Where this card gives up all your light points, it's risky. And then you special summon, put everything back. Bring out Astral Karibu. Target the level 10 monster. And then you go into the X. And then he targets one other monster other than himself. And you gain light points equals to his attack. So it's like you have recovery. So even if you're playing the spell card and drawing, he's the card to make you gain back light points. You can target any stronger monster. And then when he destroys a monster by battle, or anybody, like he can destroy the monster by battle, he detaches to special summon that monster from the graveyard. So he's like a Goyo Guardian, and their effect is not negated. So you will automatically have their effect if it's something good. And he just brings them in defense mode though. So unless they're a link, then obviously you come in attack mode. Then you can just gain their light points back. And because of Astro Karibu, he can be destroyed by battle card effect. And at this point, that's game either way. Because you can target him. He becomes 8,000 for game. Now, I showed you the basics. What else is there? Was there anything else? Oh, I mean, it's if you wanted to, but it's another going into King and Queen. You're going into the other play. I'm just showing you alternate routes to bring out X. And you can use him in the same combo. So it's like, going into double. And then doubles effect. If you can't see this that clearly, I apologize. I'm not a real YouTuber. I just like putting stuff out there to help people that play certain decks my way, or just open up options for them to play in alternate ways. So they can high five the sky. Just have better options if you wanted to. There's a fusion version of this deck. There's a synchro, but it's very limited on extra deck materials. There's my Exceed version. There's a Link version. But like it all depends on what you want to play. So at this point we stop. So instead of going into lightning, now you can just play the spell. And you could go into X. Now, like I said, this will require them having monsters. So like if you negated their whole board and they have at least 3 monsters, this will get rid of their board and he will take them. But at this point, he can just target the dragon and you get 4,000 life points. So now you're at 12,000. He's 6, 4, 4. And then you can clear their board. And if they have nothing, he still can attack directly because of he was brought out with beyond. I mean with double. But you have 2 4,000 hitters they have to contend with. And even if that's not the case, you could just go into your link play then next turn. Depending on what they have, and then just let's say they have nothing, you clear their board. And that doesn't matter. I'm playing a bot. I'm just showing you the combos. But like I said, like let's say they set a card and they have nothing. It's like you still have all of this. You can use his effect doubly. Gain more life points. Go into your link. Activate effect. Bring him back. I don't know. I really love the X monster. I just wish I could see more things of other people. And his effect is 1 per turn, where the dragon to bring something back isn't. But if it wasn't, but either way, it's like because he's brought back, their life points is cut in half. Blah blah blah. Do I have any other level 10s? I don't, but we can normal special for a 4. I'm just saying you have a game already, but who do we want? I guess we could just lean playing so we could give Stoic Challenge more power. So we're going to our Utopia. Utopia will go into 39. Oh, the reason I play all of these is because I like drawing. So my extra deck is configured to max draw. And then we go into lightning. So at this point, even if they had a hand trap that activates during battle, we can just stop it from there. Like it can't activate. So they're gonna take this damage. All that life points is gonna have. That's another 2, 2. So you get the drift of things. Like then you just maintain control. Most of them scoop at this point. We could go main phase 2. This version, I forgot to put in the Zeus. You can Zeus at this point. You could just Zeus him. There was something. Oh, let me just show you the draw power if you want. Like it's configured to draw even off of the spell. So it's like I said, I like drawing. So even just off of Bower. I like Bower because there's no restriction over the spell. So starting hand 2. This will be the last thing because I don't want this to be a super long video. Just wanted to showcase the basics and why I love playing my deck. So like I said, Bower by himself, I just love it. And then this, depending on what you draw, would if you draw the spell card, you could draw more. But the rank up spell, Bower will bring out King and Queen, no restriction. You play the spell, and now you're gonna draw. Like you can see, it's just you went from 2 cards to 3 cards. And then you're going to go back to 2, but then you're just going to draw a shitload of cards. So you're going to try to see your combo. So, bang, draw, not activate effect yet. Oh, see, now you have your spell card. Obviously, because the deck's not shuffled, but when you do draw into it, it's still fucking sweet. And then we're going to our Utopia. Draw another card. Go into C39. Draw another card. And then we go into your rank up spell. Going into 99. Draw another card. We're not going to activate his effect yet because we want to draw still. So we're going to keep going. So right there we drew 4 cards. Now we're going to activate his effect, getting rid of those 2 to go into another Utopia. And that will be our 5th card. And we're going to give him the rank up spell. And draw another card. At this point, you're going to just link claim yet some more. So going to another C39. This is why I run 2 for this very thing. Draw another card. And now we're going to finish it off with going with lightning to draw yet again another card. So look at this. We drew 1. Well, we searched this one, so that don't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards at the cost of light points. But we have these 2, so it's like you can further extend. Special, put everything back in the graveyard to the deck, extra deck. Special, targeting X. Bring out X. You don't draw it because it's a Utopic card, not a Utopia card. And like I said, he is the balancer of getting light points. So now your light points went back up. So basically you spent 500 to just draw like mad cards. And then again, like I said, I like playing Story Challenge because it gives you 600 attack for every material attached to your monsters. So he's the only one that can attack directly because he brung the Utopia out. But he gets powered up. He is 75? No, he's 72. But if I drew into the spell card, then I could have just boosted him up more. But at this point, he's just 72. It's just a lot of damage. They can't attack because of him, so. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, like, this is just powerhousing. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Well, with adding more cards, like, it's just the deck is potential is like crazy. Leave. We're gonna put, where are you? The spell card up here. And then basically the same thing. So I'm gonna speed through it so I can show you. And then that's it. So normal effect. Bring out king and queen. Play. Double. Not yet. Like, your deck should be played your way and whatever works for you. Like, you don't have to follow the same exact formula everybody else is playing. But this is just a formula that I play, that I love and come to know. By playing the deck my way continuously and just seeing where I can evolve further and further and further. So we're gonna keep going. And I've done this before. We're not gonna activate this effect yet, like I said, because then we'll miss timing to draw. Activate effects. Bring out Utopia. We're gonna use the rank up, obviously. It gives us extra power. If they had a monster, it would just be more power. C39. Draw. Lightning. Draw. And then we're gonna go into putting everything back. I'm gonna bring out X. He's gonna give it to you. It's just an Exceed world. Use effect, get back light points. And now, like I said, now we have a spell card. We can display this and just give all our power. It's like Dragon Ball Z, where we're just gonna give all our power to him. So discard, bring out King and Queen. I love the recursion, but it's like you're gonna OTK, so you don't have to worry about the recursion. And I like these two because they will add power of going into. And because you play the spell, now you're locked into like Warrior. So if you play the spell first, you can still draw cards, but you will not be able to bring him out at all. So we're going to use his Lingering effects. And we're going to put Stoic Challenge on him. Because he brought him out, the Utopia. No other Exceed monsters can attack for him, except for him. And because this was just an extra monster with 2 materials, he becomes 84, but that 84 is going to be doubled because of his lingering effects. And I would say instead of being at 500, you could have waited, use his effect first, and then use him to gain back light points. And then you just game, because that's going to be doubled. And then attack for game. So that's what I like doing. So it's like trying to figure out how to make it perfectly in sync with what I want to put in, which is just 10 cards. You can put these in if you want to, with the going second. I mean, if you're going first. And then you can just switch those in. Like, those are all my cards for going first are in my side deck. So I'm basically trying to put those into here and going second to OTK. Like, we've established going first, locking the field. Now I'm working on going second and just dominating. And when you play the dice roll, if you lose, they like to go first. You have the advantage if you have the going second build. If you win the die roll, you can say you want to go second. So you still have the OTK, like you're still in control of your build. Then going from there, game 2 and 3, if you think they're going to make you go second because you have OTK cards, then you can just side your going second cards. And then game 3, if it goes to there, then just pick whichever one you want. You want to go first, lock the field, they can't do nothing. Or go second and just OTK, it's all up to you. But at least that first game you have control, depending on what version of going first or second. So if you have any useful information or critiques, let me know of playing it my way. I don't want to hear nothing. Please do not tell me nothing about the deck sucks. It's not Arcana Knights. It's Utopia. It's like, who cares? It's my deck. That's all it is. It's my deck, no matter what I want to call it. And it still works because I've won 2 tournaments, going first and going second builds. Now it's like combining it where I want my side deck's going first cards. My main deck is going second. But going from there and just give me useful information, please. If you don't play my style or my way or see the potential that I see, the envisions I see, then that's fine too. But if you say try 2 of these out, putting that in, take this out, like it's a big math equation I'm trying to figure it out to be perfectly in sync and consistent. Otherwise it's like, enjoy what you've learned, and if you learn something new, then that's all that matters, really. Teaching you how to play a deck in a different way than everybody else is playing. There's a Link version, there's a Synchro version, there's an Exceed version, there's a Fusion version. Depending on what you want to play, go look up those builds, but there's nothing like mine's. There's close, but there's not. And it's hard for me to want to further my idea, like they say iron sharpens iron, of finding another player that plays similar. and wanting to help each other. Like, all right, you try this, I try this. Let's try this math equation. Let's add this. Try two of these. This works for me. Maybe it might work for you, and so forth. Where you can have somebody who's playing the deck similar and to bounce ideas off of. I have nobody. Summon a monk is good too because you can just check the spell. If you have a second one or whatever the case is, it doesn't matter. You can search out, like, he's your starter. And you can search out, discard another card, search out the spell. Like, he's a little starter kit. Not only that, he discards the spell's going to recycle. So, but you're not trying to go into game turn 2 or 3. Like, you're trying to just win. OTK and that's it.